Hey guys, it's Libby. Hey guys, it's Libby. I have been trying to film a video throughout the day today and it has not gone to plan. Originally I was trying to film a video that would kind of kill 4 birds with 1 stone. I was going to film a video letting you know that I'm no longer engaged. I was going to also include it with a talk about seasonal depression, and then I was going to talk about behavioral activation, which is part of treatment for depression, and then I was also going to incorporate a sponsorship that I've been needing to make a video for, that I've been putting off for too long without meaning to, but just because of life. And so I was trying to do it this morning, and I was getting really frustrated with the process. I was spending too much time trying it and trying it again and again and again, and I was wasting the battery, and I've already gone through 2 more batteries, like life, since I began. So like 3 batteries total, I think. And just trying to get this fucking video done, and I realized that I cannot get all the things done today. As you can tell, it is getting dark out. I don't have my ring light with me because that will be explained in a moment, but yeah, so I'm just here to spit it out. The first part of the video that is, I think, making me take up too much time for the other video, and I'm just gonna spit it out now. I'm gonna give it the couple of sentences that I want to, and I'm not gonna talk about it anymore in this video because there's no point. Basically, Gabe and I are no longer engaged. We got engaged on May 1st, and a week from tomorrow, I end our engagement. A week before that, I went home to my parents to get some space and think. But pretty much the entire 6 or whatever months that we were engaged, our relationship devolved. It got worse and worse, and I saw a lot of differences between him and I in our goals and in our values and in the way we are as humans that were not what I wanted and not something that I could imagine being happy with forever. I started off thinking they were just skills that he needed to build, and then obviously whatever I needed to do on my end, he wasn't really great at talking to me about that. So I was trying to figure out what the problem was and what the solution was, and I struggled with that for months because he didn't want to go to couples therapy, but after like 3 months of arguments, he agreed to go. So 3 or 4 months, but we went to couples counseling for like a month and a half probably, but like we missed a week here or there because of stuff. So we tried couples counseling, and no, but I do not think that that is enough time to repair a relationship to go that short amount of time. But for me, I saw it more as an accumulation of the entire 6 months that we argued and suffered, and I agonized, that I didn't see effort put in from him in the way I needed him to. Because I'm very direct, I'm very explicit in what I need. And in therapy, we explicitly defined like what we would work on every week, and it was the same thing week after week because he wasn't doing it how he agreed to and how we talked about in therapy and stuff. So over the course of that 6 months though, my depression and anxiety increased significantly. I was super duper depressed by the end, super anxious by the end, because I was always on the lookout trying to see, is he trying? What's he doing? Is he trying there? Is he trying to show me he's trying? Like, it was bad. It wasn't helpful in any way, but I couldn't help it. I was just on edge and tense the whole time, all the time. It was miserable. Additionally, we had other life stressors come in. Like, I started my full-time job. I withdrew from a couple of medications for like a month and a half, and then also we got a puppy, which was stressful, and we were trying to plan adult stuff, which was stressful, like budgets and stuff, like, and it was just stuff we didn't see eye to eye on any of it, or you know, like, or at least we didn't see eye to eye enough that I was confident we could build a future together that was gonna be solid, or happy. He felt that everything could be worked on, everything could be changed, and he saw that changing for a relationship wasn't a bad thing, whereas I view changing bad, but growth good, but changing maybe not something good all the time for the wrong reasons maybe. So at the end, I did end up ending the relationship, and it was incredibly difficult, and it has left me during that period, and then even now, obviously it's only been a week, but just an emotional wreck, really depressed, really anxious, really tired, really stressed, all the stuff, and work is a little stressful, and I'm back home with my parents, which is, I don't remember, I kind of referred to something about that at the beginning, but I can't even remember what anymore. But yeah, so I'm just a mess, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I don't expect differently from myself, but sometimes I don't handle the emotions very well. There've been a few times where when him and I were together still, like fighting through arguments, and then also just since I've been home, struggling with like little minor things that just make me freak out, where I just freak out and have like a little outburst of like 2 seconds of like screaming words, not at anyone, but just screaming because I can't contain myself anymore. And like a really big urge to like smack myself because I'm feeling like there's so much inside of me and I don't know how to handle it. So I am in therapy myself. So you guys don't need to worry about me. I'm not a danger or anything like that. And I'm working to resolve those issues, but I'm definitely struggling now and have struggled for the last many months, and that's why I haven't been here on YouTube. I really want to be on YouTube. I want to make that freaking video I wanted to make today because I was going to talk about how important behavioral activation is, and I haven't been doing it. I've been getting more and more depressed and not doing shit about it, which it's hard to take the first step, and so I kind of wanted to make that video to encourage you all to do it with me. So until I do it, though, I'm going to feel like crap about myself because I can't do my hair until I film the video. I can't shower to do the video. I can't make the fucking promotion I've got to get done, but I need to make the fucking video to do it and all this stuff. So I've got a lot of pressure on myself, and I've got support from my family, but it's not always the right kind of support. I've noticed like my parents aren't super good at empathizing with me or validating me. And then my sister is pretty unavailable a lot of the time. She's just really busy and she doesn't check her phone very much, so it's hard to be able to rely on her. And then my brother is really supportive, and same with my sister, but never been through mental health shit, which I'm glad for. I'm glad he has not, but I think it would make it harder for him to understand where I'm coming from. And all my friends from school and stuff, I've just kind of, they're all far away now, and none of them live here anymore. I'm the one trapped in fucking Ohio, so I don't like have anyone hardly to talk to. Like I do talk sometimes, like I do talk, but it's not always as much support as I need or the right kind of support. Or I'm really grateful for everyone in my life, and I'm grateful for all of you guys who are watching this video despite my long absence and despite my channel changing over time and all that stuff. And I don't apologize for not being here because I'm a human first, but I really want to come back to this. I really love it. I love having a community with you. I love communicating with you back and forth, you know, and it's just been really hard because I've been really depressed and anxious, and I do nothing in my free time besides prior fixate on what was happening and how do I fix it and how do I prepare for just total anxiety. But it was a huge life decision. How could I not be anxious? It was just chaos every day. But then since then, I've just been trying to go through the motions and try to heal a little bit, which is obviously a slow process. But I have not been taking care of myself. I haven't been eating enough. I haven't been showering enough. I haven't been brushing my teeth enough. I haven't painted my nails in forever. Okay, so like this room is a pigsty, which is partially because I'm in the process of moving to this house. I've been with my parents for a hot minute till I can afford to live on my own, because, you know, I'm forking over money for the lease that Gabe and I shared because he's sticking with it, so we kind of made an arrangement, but I'm paying some. And my job as a therapist, the way my contract is set, I can't really afford to move somewhere with my expenses with student loans starting. I don't think I can afford. So that's another thing I'm really trying to get the structure of my contract changed to work so that maybe I can afford to be independent, because living at home, I really appreciate my parents are willing to let me, but it's not the best environment for me. It's good to have support, but it's not always really helpful, or it's too much, or, you know, it's just a lot, and I just want to go be somewhere. I just want to go move. I want to go to Chicago, but my contract also says I'm here for 2 years, so I'm stuck here a little while longer before I could do anything drastic like that. Yeah, so it's gotten really dark. I don't remember how dark it was when I started. It's only been 10 minutes. Also, I know I sound like shit. I just started sounding like this and coughing. I don't feel super shitty for physical health reasons, mostly just coughing and sounding like shit. So your girl's struggling, but your girl's trying to get back into it, trying to reclaim her life, trying to find happiness and all that stuff. I have therapy tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be helpful. I've never been good at therapy. I've been seeing this therapist for a little while, but it's mostly just been during the relationship stuff happening, and so I would just word vomit and she would, you know, say stuff, but it was mostly me word vomiting and freaking out. So now I don't know what the dynamic's gonna be like, because I'm not really good at being a client, because I don't know what to talk about, or I don't know what I need, or I don't know. So I wish the best for Gabe. I wish the best for Bonji Man, a Bonji boy, the dog we got. I want them to be happy. I have no ill will or anything. I want to find happiness for myself too. And there's so much fear and uncertainty there. Like, I know I'll end up happy one day, but the whole, how am I going to get there is scary. So I really want to get back to YouTube. I really want to. And hopefully I'm going to have a video soon here next week with all the shit I wanted to do today. Minus this part. I got this done. Check. We're done with this. I really appreciate you guys' support. If you watch this video, if you've been a part of my channel for this long, stuck around this long, thank you. Thank you for watching this video and everything supportive you guys have said along the way. I ask that you please not say things like, oh, you guys are so cute together, or like, no, you seem so happy. Like, those are perfectly fine reactions, but please don't share them with me because they're not helpful. I've told, like, I think most all my close friends, or all my close friends at this point, about my relationship, and I told my one supervisor at work, because she always asks me how my weekend is, so I'm like, well, this is what happened this weekend. This time around was a different kind of response than my normal one for her, but I haven't really told anyone else in my workplace. I'm not good at killing the vibe by bringing up shit like this. But, so they do occasionally ask me about the wedding planning or about Gabe, and I just don't know how to bring it up and tell everyone. It's not all of them who ask, so if I tell maybe a couple people, maybe it'll just spread a little bit and everyone will know and not bother me about it. Not that they're bothered, they don't need to be supportive, they're really great people that I work with, but I just can't handle it. Or I can, but I don't want to. Being a therapist has made me work a lot on my own language. Oh, okay. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's super dark, and I'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully pretty soon.